Lagrange points. These are also specific orbits, right? Lagrange point. Lagrange points, precisely these are those type of the orbits which are mostly heliocentric in nature, right? They are heliocentric. That means such type of the points are created in the space taking sun as the center of that particular orbit, right? These are those orbits in which the net resultant force which is being applied on an object, the net resultant force which is being applied on an object, that may be from Earth, Sun and the Moon. Earth, Sun and the Moon, right? Because Moon is also a gravitational object and can create a gravitational pull to the satellites, right? So the net resultant force which is being applied on any particular object becomes zero in a particular point in space. Then such points are called as Lagrange points, right? Or orbits are called as the Lagrangian orbits, right? These are heliocentric in nature. That means these are those points which are taking sun as a center. They always remain in a continuum of Earth and Sun system, right? जिस point पे, जिस जगह पे इसको रखा है, मान लो ये Earth है, ये एक Lagrange point है, ये Sun है, तो जैसे जैसे Sun के अराउंड Earth मूव करता जाएगा, वो Lagrange point भी उसके साथ चलता जाएगा. Heliocentric है, साथ में मूव करता जाएगा, right? And for all the locations around, for all the locations in an orbit of the Earth, for all the locations in an orbit of the Earth, the net resultant force which is being applied on that particular point by a pull from Sun, by a pull from Moon, by a pull from Earth remains zero. So there is no disturbance, right? It remains in a net zero resultant force, right? There is no force which is being active. So it would not be pulled towards any object, rather it would be in a neutral location and revolving around Sun. Such type of the points. There are 5 such points which are being created. And if you can look up to this figure itself, there are 5 such points. This is Earth, this is Sun. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These are 5 such points which are being created. 1 and 2. 1 remains between Sun and Earth. 2 remains further away from the Earth. 3 remains further away from the Sun. And 4 and 5, they are at the equatorial angles, from at the vertices of the equatorial triangle which can be created from Sun, right? So 4 and 5. In this way they remain revolving around Sun only. They remain revolving around Sun with the Earth system itself, and the net resultant force which is being applied on them, it remains zero, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 between Earth and the Sun system, right? Earth and the Sun system, Earth, Sun and the Moon system also, right? Such type of the points they are being created. They are important for various observations, precisely for the solar observations if they are being created. Like for example, if you take up Aditya, the satellite which is to be placed from India for observing the solar corona, right? It is, the complete name of that satellite is Aditya L1. Why that L1 comes into place, the name of that particular satellite? Because it is being placed at L1 orbits or L1 Lagrange points, right? Mostly the helio observational satellites, if they are being placed, that is Sun observation satellites, if they are being placed, they are mostly placed in Lagrange points only, right? Like for example, we have this, the James Webb satellite, the James Webb telescope, which is also being placed in Earth, around Earth for observation nearby, right, in the planetary system, etc. Kepler also. They were all placed in the Lagrange points only, Lagrange zone only. So if you look up to, these are orbital points near to large co-orbiting bodies where the gravitational forces of the two large bodies and the centripetal force balance each other. That means there is no net gravitational force which is being applied. There is no net gravitational force which is being applied. That's why such objects do not remain in the influence of gravitational force of any. of the two in which it is being placed, right? There are 5 such points, L1, L2, L3, L4, L5, right? L1, L2 and L3, they are on the line through the centers of the two large bodies. Yeah, L1, L2, L3, they are on the line through the centers of the two large bodies. L4 and L5 are at the third vertex of the equilateral triangle which can be created. ये third vertex है, right? उस पे है, right? L4 and L5 are stable, which implies that objects can orbit around them in a rotating coordinate system also. L4 and L5, they are more stable, they can remain over there. L4 and L5 are stable gravity wells also. They are also called as stable gravity wells and have a tendency to pull objects into them, right? If an object is revolving around them or somewhere, it will pull them and it will place them over here so that it can attain stability also. Several planets have Trojan asteroids near L4 and L5 points, right? ये सिर्फ अर्थ सन सिस्टम में नहीं, हर सन और दूसरे सैटेलाइट दूसरे प्लैनेट्स के सिस्टम के साथ भी it is true. Right? The Lagrange points have been proposed for the use in space exploration mostly. Lagrange points are excellent locations for satellite as few orbit corrections are needed to maintain the desired orbit also, and we can leave the objects for a longer duration in these points and we do not need corrections in future also, right? Usually जैसे हमने देखा ना, decay हो जाता है orbit या trailing हो जाता है, yeah, there would be problems relative to the drag which is being created from the atmosphere. In Lagrange points, we do not have such type of things. The L1 Lagrange is nearly at 3 lakh kilometers above the Earth's surface, right? Lagrange, L1, nearly 3 lakh kilometers above the Earth's surface. So, it is much above in the higher Earth orbits, that such type of the orbits which are being created. Next, if we can look up to